And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys back at the stream. Game number 2 of the Champions Classic tonight. What a thriller we had in the first game with Michigan State winning against Kentucky. Here we go in the number 7 team, the Duke Blue Devils, taking on the number 6 ranked Kansas Jayhawks. Both teams 2-0 to start off the season. Duke with victories over Jacksonville 71-44 and South Carolina Upstate 84-38. Kansas wins over Omaha 89-64 and North Dakota State 82-59. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and here we go. Game number 2 tonight of action taking place in a couple of moments. It's at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, as Duke brought in the top-ranked recruiting class for the season. Derek Lively, Dariq Whitehead, Kyle Filipowski, Mark Mitchell, and Jaden Shutt for this season. Tyrese Proctor as well inside the top 100. Jeremy Roach, the only starter returning from that Final Four team. They lost 88% of last year's scoring for Duke. Kansas also lost a lot of their players from last season's national championship team. Hey, thanks so much, Mario. Appreciate it, man, for being a part of the stream. Yeah, late one tonight here. It's not going to tip until 10:24, so we got 3 minutes before tip. Close game on the line. Looks like Duke is a 1-point favorite tonight. Over under at 145. We'll keep you guys posted for other college basketball scores throughout the course of the day. Purdue leading Marquette with 3 minutes left to go, 67-62. And St. Louis in a tight one over Memphis by 2, 49-47. Jalen Wilson back, though, for the Kansas Jayhawks. They brought in Grady Dick, a top 15 recruit from Wichita, Kansas. Kevin McCullough transferred in from Texas Tech for the Kansas Jayhawks. Also returned their point guard, DeJuan Harris, from last season. Starters for this game look like this: Jeremy Roach, Tyrese Proctor, Mark Mitchell, Ryan Young, and Kyle Filipowski for the Duke Blue Devils. Starters for the Kansas Jayhawks: DeJuan Harris, Grady Dick, Kevin McCullough, Jalen Wilson, KJ Adams Jr. So just an unfortunate last name with a tag right there. If that's why Vegas says pause. Yeah. A player with an unfortunate last name. It's one heck of a player, though. Grady this season comes in as the number 2 scorer behind Jalen Wilson. Jalen Wilson averaging a double-double, 20 and 10, as Grady is averaging 17.5 points per game this season for Kansas. And then over for Duke so far, top scorer being Mark Mitchell, averaging 15.5 points per game through 2 games this season. Double-double by Kyle Filipowski. He's averaging 12.5 and 11 for points and rebounds. And then Roach is averaging 13 points and 6 assists. So Duke goes in the blue uniforms tonight, white numbers, white letters for this matchup. Kansas will go in the white uniforms, the blue numbers, blue letters for this matchup. Big time game. They meet second week of the season between these two teams, part of the Champions Classic nightcap. And here we go, about to get ready to tip off right at midcourt. Make sure to smash the thumbs up if you haven't already done so. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're going to tip off in just a moment here. It'll be KJ Adams Jr. for Kansas going up against Duke with number 30, Kyle Filipowski, and the Blue Devils control the opening tip. Right to left in the floor for Duke. Roach puts the ball into the hands of Tyrese Proctor. Bounce pass, left elbow, Ryan Young back out to Proctor around the wing. Proctor looking to pass it off. He hands it over to Mark Mitchell, number 25, first-year forward from Kansas City, Missouri. Kick out, corner three on its way. Over the rim, missed by Filipowski, the 7-footer from Westtown, New York. Top 5 recruits in this recruiting class. DeJuan Harris, Grady Dick, Kevin McCullough Jr., Jalen Wilson, KJ Adams Jr. Starting 5 for the Kansas Jayhawks. First possession, jumper deep to McCullough. Off the bottom left part of the glass, no good. Rebound gets collected by Ryan Young, the transfer from Northwestern, attacking downhill for Duke, up and in, off the glass, it's good. Jeremy Roach getting right to the rim for 2. Jeremy Roach, Tyrese Proctor, Ryan Young, Mark Mitchell, Kyle Filipowski, starting 5 for the Blue Devils. Skip pass right corner, McCullough already has a miss. Inside the key, shovels it over to Harris. Harris kick out to the wing, 3 on his way for Kansas, comes up rim short. That shot gets missed by Jalen Wilson. Wilson struggled at the start of last season. Started to get better, though, throughout the course of the NCAA tournament. Hook shot with the right hand. Good. Downhill once again to the rim, this time by Kyle Filipowski. Filipowski averaging a double-double for the 7-footer. Could be a matchup nightmare without David McCormack anymore for Kansas. To the first minute and 40 seconds of action. Pass off to a cutter. Harris bobbled it. Kick out to the corner. 3 on its way. Swoosh. That's good by Kevin McCullough Jr. McCullough transfer from Texas Tech on that hard-nosed, tough Red Raiders team from last season. So they were scrappy and gritty. Rolled by a lot by the toughest team in America as we get a reach and fall around the screen that's picked up by DeJuan Harris. Clock will stop. 2 minutes in. 18:01 left to go in the first. Inbound near side for Duke. Mitchell inbounds it off. Roach, the key returner from last season. They lost 88% of their roster. Top of the key, Mitchell. Bounce pass into the hands to Young. Young backs his way, swings it out to the corner. Right baseline dribble, stepped out of bounds. That's a turnover by Mark Mitchell. So extremely young team they got here for Duke. Roach, the junior, playing with a senior transfer with Ryan Young inside the starting 5, and then 3 first-year players, Filipowski and Mitchell and Proctor. Yeah, rough one for Las Vegas this season. I'm shocked that Josh McDaniels hasn't been fired by now. Welcome back, Woody, onto the stream. McCullough, bounce pass inside Adams. Adams will draw a reach and foul. And that will be picked up on Ryan Young, his first. Inbound for Kansas, out to the corner to McCullough. Wilson, lob down low, McCullough off to Adams. Nice position behind the defense. He banks it. 17:10 remaining. Duke past the timeline with Jeremy Roach. Roach driving right downhill, no good, couldn't finish at the rim. Got an offensive rebound, put back, it's good though by Ryan Young. Past the 3-minute mark into the game, under 17 remaining. Grady Dick shoots a 3, no good. Cleans it up though with offensive rebound. That's Jalen Wilson with a putback. Back-to-back putbacks by both of these teams. The big fellas got some handles when Mark Mitchell moves it out to the wing. Lost the basketball. Roach slipped out of bounds, but it was last touched by Dick, though, at the baseline, so it's going to stay Duke ball. 16.5 left to go in the first. Inbound for Duke. Inbound goes around the perimeter. Young This is a large team in terms of size for Duke. Three-point shot halfway down, sputtered around the rim and out, and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Adams. Yeah, they got some big boys on this team right here. Ryan Young, 6'10", Mark Mitchell, 6'8", Kyle Filipowski, 7-footer. Roach, the point guard, at 6'1", and then Tyrese Proctor, the other backcourt player, at 6'5". But yeah, they're three front court players. Man, they got some size inside the key, and Duke turns it over. That's on Tyrese Proctor for the turnover. Offensive foul, his first. Yep. Yeah, might as well just say Grady. It's just so weird saying his last name. 16-10 left to go. Kansas with a possession. Jalen Wilson, deep two jumper, connects. He had a strong start back in the 2020-21 season. Not last season, but the season prior. He was a double-double machine, getting out on a roll. Slow start last season due to being suspended first couple of games of the season. Missed by Duke down low. Kansas with a rebound, attacking Wilson, kick out corner, three on its way. That's good by McCullough. I did not know he could shoot the ball like that. Kevin McCullough, though, lighting it up from the floor in the early going right now. He's made 2 threes. He's got 6. Did not see much of that at Texas Tech from McCullough, to catch and fire stuff. And we have a timeout taken on the court. Media timeout as we are under 16 minutes remaining in the first right now. Kansas doubling Duke 12-6. Jalen Wilson could play make as well. Drove down the lane, drew a group of defenders right to him, kicked it out to the corner, and Ken McCullough left wide open. Able to knock down the three. And then Wilson took the deep two jumper, able to hit it himself. First time out of the game. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here. It's a 7-zip run in the last minute 26 by Kansas. 12-2 run in the last 3 minutes by the Jayhawks. Let's see what we got. First scoreboard update of the game, of other games throughout today. Game's coming down to the wire at the moment. Purdue about to win against Marquette, 73-68. San Diego State looking good. They're on the road at Stanford, 57-48 Aztecs. Oregon crushing Montana State, 61-34. St. Louis up by 5 against Memphis, 57-52. That's still got plenty of time left to go in the second half. Xavier having some trouble putting away Fairfield tonight, 57-50. Currently with under 10 left to go in the second half. California getting the doors blown off against UC San Diego, which is a new team to Division I as of last year. The score there is 30-12. UC San Diego over Cal from the Pac-12. That's just terrible. I mean, if you keep on playing like that, you deserve to be demoted to another conference for Cal right there. Just send them to the WCC if that keeps up, because, yeah, that's a problem. Games that's gone final from today. Auburn, winners over Winthrop, 89-65. UConn, the win over Buffalo, 84-64. App State upset Louisville, 61-60. Washington State had a terrible loss against Prairie View A&M, 70-59. Vanderbilt beat Temple in overtime, 89-87. Colgate won against Syracuse, 80-68. West Virginia, winners over Morehead State, 75-57. What's good, Jose? Welcome to the stream here, man. Hope things are going well for you, brother. Yeah, things going pretty well. We get back to action, 12-6 the score. Duke with the basketball. Fall away. Off the glass, no good. And the rebound controlled by Wilson of Kansas. Kansas has won 13 straight games on that NCAA tournament run. And then the 2 this season entering tonight's matchup. Doubling Duke right now with 15 minutes remaining in the first 5 minutes through. Harris at the corner. Dribbles towards the top, defended 1-on-1 by Derek Lively. The second, here's a three, missed off the rim, knocked out of bounds. And it's going to go to Duke. So Lively right now in the rotation, getting playing time at the moment, along with Jalen Blakes, Jeremy Roach, Jacob Grandison, and Mark Mitchell, the five out on the floor for Duke. Off to the wing, jab step, it's Blakes. Blakes inside the key, floats up a tough shot. No good, couldn't get it to go. Rebound control by Wilson, pass ahead. Grady gets the layup, count it in the foul. That's a tough take, strong to the hole by Grady. First bucket of the game for the first-year player from Wichita, Kansas, top 15 recruit for GD. Putting up about 17.5 points per game this season entering this match. Free throw good. Kansas looking strong. 15-6. 14-15 left to go in the first. Roach at the edge of the logo, passes out to the wing. Into the hands to Roach. Roach at the left wing, moves in on top. Here's a three straight away for Duke. That misses poorly out of bounds. Didn't even hit the rim. Missed by Jacob Grandison. Grandison, a transfer from Illinois. Six minutes through, 14 minutes left to go. 10-zip run by Kansas, last 3 minutes. Wilson on the outside, gives it off to McCullough. Wilson, dump off, stolen away. Duke comes up with the basketball. Here to go out in transition, and they fumble the ball and lose it out of bounds down the far side of the floor in the corner. Inopportune time to do that. You're out on the run. You get a fast break opportunity. Jalen Blakes just fumbles it and lost it. Third turnover to game by Duke. Jalen Wilson slides it over to Pettiford. First time into the game for Bobby Pettiford Jr., the sophomore from Durham, North Carolina. Grady, follow-away baseline over the rim, offensive rebound, put back. It's a make, though, by Harris. Or that's good by Wilson. Jalen Wilson for two at 17-6. Strong start for Kansas. And double overtime between Kentucky and Michigan State. I wonder if that thrown off Duke's schedule because Kansas is on Central Time. Duke is on Eastern Time. So I wonder if the cycle here for Duke that they've been thrown off their schedule quite a bit getting ready for this game. Three at the wing, missed off the mark. Rebound control by Wilson. Wilson takes up the floor. Out to the corner. Yeah, 2 years ago, Kentucky lost the game at Utah that started off around midnight. There's a turnover by Kansas. And time zone factor could be a difference in this game right here. Ashton, welcome to the stream, man. Yusuf, welcome back in. $12:45 left to go in the first. Great start for Kansas as they have the basketball here. Or it's going to go back to Duke slicing the defenders down the lane. That's a layup. Good by Roach for Duke. They really needed that. Stops the scoring drought that was over 4 minutes. Yesufu, the transfer from Drake, drives at the mid-block, moves it back outside to Wilson. Wilson crossover, bumped into, no call. Refs say play on. 12:15 left to go. Wilson, cross-court pass, finds McCullough, takes the three. That's off the mark, no good. Loose ball, scooped up by Kansas. Offensive rebound. Wilson takes the three and airballs it. Yeah, never hit the shot clock, so that's why Wilson had to send up the prayer. Both of those were shots that did not hit the rim. Duke will get the basketball back. Duke yet to make a three tonight. 0 for 4 from the perimeter. Kansas is 2 for 7. So just like the last game, it's taken the offenses quite a little time to get into this game. But Kansas Just the difference maker being those 2 threes and then +2 in the glass as well. So far in the turnovers, crushing Duke right out of the gate. Free throw circle for the Blue Devils. They move it outside to Tyrese Proctor. Proctor, crossover top of the key. He is switched, defended by Ernest Uda Jr. 3 off the step back, isn't even close. Oh. It wasn't close. It was an air ball. Did they assess a fall to Kansas? No on a 3. They did. It's on Proctor. He knocked down. The camera was out of the play, so he knocked down the perimeter shooter for Duke. Yeah, I can see you got a new profile pic there, Ashton. No, I did not see the CMA Awards last Wednesday. Or 1 second, they're not gonna give it a foul by so no foul by Kansas, and it was resulted as an air ball by Tyrese Proctor. I could obviously see why John Shire is frustrated about the call, and technical foul assist to Shire along the bench areas. We take a timeout here from the game. Well, so slow start for Duke here, and it's just turned even worse. Technical foul assessed to the Blue Devils. An air ball shot by Proctor that was not called. There was a bunch of contact on that 3-point shot, and the referees didn't call it. And this will go back to Kansas, as Kansas up with a great start, 17-8. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. As right now, currently on the timeout, Kansas on the 12-2 run in the last 5 minutes. We got 11:40 left to go before halftime. Joe, welcome to the stream here, man. Yeah, really good start by Kansas here. Duke's crushing themselves with the turnovers. That should have been a blocking foul called. That should be 3 shots at the free throw line. Yeah, John Shire got issued a technical foul. He could not believe the call that the official said no 3 shots at the line. This will be Kansas basketball coming out of the timeout with 11:40 left to play. And Kansas at the free throw line too. So first they'll shoot 1 at the free throw line, Jalen Wilson, and he missed the technical free throw. So now Kansas will get the inbounds. Warren, welcome to the stream here, man. Joseph Yesufu, Bobby Pettiford, Grady, Jalen Wilson, and Ernest Uda Jr. to 5 out on the floor for Kansas. Yesufu hands it off to Pettiford. Lob over the top, looking for Grady. Knocked out of bounds off of Grady last, and it'll go back to Duke. Yeah, he thought it was deflected by Duke. A lot of questionable calls in this game starting off. Duke with the turnovers have been struggling on that portion. 4 total turnovers so far. So they have the basketball, fling it out to the wing. 3 on its way for the Blue Devils. Missed off the mark by Grandison. Defensive rebound picked up in the corner by Ernest Uda Jr. for Kansas. Yeah, things going pretty well. Jalen Wilson turns the corner for the Jayhawks. Passes off to a cutter. Backdoor layup's good with a wraparound. Grady Dick gets the layup. It's an 11-point lead for Kansas. That's a nice move right there at the rim. Going baseline wraparound. 5 points by Grady so far. 2 for 4 from the floor. Duke with the ball. At the edge of the State Farm logo, Jeremy Roach passes left corner for the Blue Devils off to Tyrese Proctor. Inside the key, Proctor driving straight line Blakes, and a whistle. It's called on Kansas. Jalen Wilson picks up the blocking foul. 2 free throws heading up at the line for Jalen Blakes. Hey, that's cool, man. Alan Jackson winning a Lifetime Achievement Award. First shot at the line is good. Second shot good by Blakes. 19-10, 10.5 left to play. Kansas takes up the floor. Pettiford passes out to the wing. Open 3 on its way. Yesufu overshoots the rim. Back it goes with a rebound collected by McCullough. Another chance. Yesufu. That's off the mark. No good. Sloppy game so far with a rebound defensively pulled down at the baseline by Mark Mitchell. Duke looking to rush it ahead. Pass deflected. Goes right back to Duke, though, driving. Get that out of there. With a block, it will not count, though. It will be counted as a... Oh, they will not count the goaltend. So they will not count the goaltend. It will be free throws instead for Duke again. It's on Kevin McCullough, who picks up the blocking foul. Yeah, that was close to being a goaltend, but it was on the shooting motion before. First one is good at the line. Once again, this is Jalen Blakes. So DeJuan Harris Jr. checks back into the game for Kansas, as he'll replace Pettiford. Second free throw off the front rib, and a defensive rebound for the Jayhawks. Midway through the first half, Kansas with the basketball, 30 minutes of basketball remaining. Loose ball, picked up by Kansas. Harris at the wing. Harris towards his right. Dish out to the corner, deflected out of bounds by Proctor. A lot of just poor missed shots so far tonight. Kansas with it, kicking it out to the corner. McCullough attacking, floating it up over the top. That pass is well behind. Ernest Udall Jr. out of control down the lane. It's a blocking foul, though. Charge to Kansas, so this will be 2 coming up at the free throw line. Or will it? Jalen Blakes. Yeah, at first they signal block, and now they're going to say it's an offensive foul. Jalen Blakes. Yeah, he runs right over DeJuan Harris. Harris takes a big charge. That's offensive. Offensive foul committed by Blakes. Turnover goes back to Kansas. 9.5 left to go. Jayhawks with a possession. Harris inside the key. Passes back outside to Dick. Poke to the backcourt. He'll pick it up. Grady past midcourt. Grady attacking. Low block. Kick out corner. Pass deflected out by Duke. 9:12 left to go. 5 on the shot clock for Kansas coming off the inbound upcoming. Passing to a cutter, deflected out again. 0.9 comes off the clock. We got 4 seconds on the shot clock. Man, this has been just a scrappy game so far. That buckets are hard to come by, and just been terrible shot selection. Inbound to the corner. That missed off the side of the rim by Grady. Rebound Duke, they got a 2-on-1. Power their way inside. Offensive foul. Man, the Blue Devils are out of control in this game. Mark Mitchell just lowers the shoulder. And that's back-to-back charges on 2 straight defensive possessions in a row by the Kansas Jayhawks D. Yesufu, much, much smaller. He's 6 feet. Compared to Mark Mitchell, just lowers the shoulder and gets him right at the chin area. As Yesufu takes the charge. 6'8", going up against 6 foot. Duke has made 4 shots from the floor. They've turned it over 6 times, and that's a terrible turnover by Kansas. Nobody was even there around the perimeter. KJ Adams Jr. mistimed the pass. And Grady Dick moved off his spot. 8:54 left to go. Ball goes back to Duke. This has been a bad game as far as turnovers so far. 5 turnovers by Kansas, 6 by Duke. Inside the key. Bruiser hits good. Up and through off the glass. That is Filipowski back into the game. Or Ryan Young, number 15, who got the bucket. Filipowski is into the game once again. He's number 30. Young now with 4 points. Miss Bootshound, welcome in. Yeah, things going pretty well. Slicing defenders. Great layup to the cup. That's KJ Adams Jr. for Kansas. Yeah, this game has been out of control so far, but the scoring's picking up. Duke responds with a quick bucket back. That's by Roach with a layup. Roach up to 6 so far. 6-point game. Going to slow it down with DeJuan Harris. Harris moves it out to the corner, into the hands to McCullough. 8 minutes left to go before halftime. Over to Harris. Harris flings it out to the wing. Up fake McCullough. Drives. Floats up the shot. Got it. He banked it in, but they're not going to count it. It's going to be in a... Oh, they will count it. They will count it. McCullough got contacted by Filipowski, and now they will count the bucket +1. So they will count the bucket. That was right on the screen. Filipowski made contact here with McCullough, just floating up the shot. Yeah, McCullough just leaned right into it. Filipowski got him. From the box, from that press box camera angle, it didn't even look like McCullough was attempting a shot. It looked like he just leaned in and tried to float up more so like a pass towards the glass. But it went off the glass and it went in, and plus he's going to get the and one coming up. So 23-15 the score. Kansas up by 8. Chance to put it winning 9 with a free throw coming up after the timeout. 8 points by Kevin McCullough. He's made 2 threes. He's had a strong start in this game. 6 by Jalen Wilson. 5 by Grady Dick. And then for Duke so far, 6 points by Jeremy Roach. 4 by Ryan Young. Bryce, welcome to the stream. Christian, thanks so much for joining in, man. Yeah, this has just been a sloppy game so far. Duke is 0 for 6 from 3. Kansas is 2 for 10. And then both of the teams even points in the paint right now, 12-12. Kansas has got 7 assists. Duke has got 0 right now. Not many fouls, just like Kentucky, Michigan State in the first half. It picked up, though, in the second half. But Duke's been sloppy with the ball today. 6 field goals made, 6 turnovers. Kansas has got 5 turnovers themselves. They made almost double the shots than Duke. Kansas shooting efficient from the floor, 10 for 20. That's being the difference. And then the 2 threes that they made. Michigan State won the last game. We'll have to see how the week plays out and stuff with Kentucky. Yeah, eventually I think Louisville is going to turn it around. It's gonna take a while, but at least there's hope for them to not be in last place in the ACC, because after 3 games losing by 1 to 3 mid-major opponents, I mean, it's better than... I have to check to see if Wake Forest won that game today against Utah Valley. Boston College lost to Maine yesterday. Also, Syracuse lost to Colgate. Yeah, Wake Forest beat Utah Valley in overtime, 68-65. Just a rough day all around by the ACC. I think the NC State finished last season in the ACC. There's no way they finished last this season. That team could be a sleeper team. They pounded FIU today, 105-73. St. Louis is taking it on to Memphis right now, 77-64. St. Louis by 13. Back to action, missed free throw by the Jayhawks as we got another turnover picked up out on the floor by Duke. Proctor turns it over. That's his third turnover of the game. What's good, young Papio? Welcome to the stream. Dariq Whitehead's not playing yet for Duke. Yeah, so he's not on the floor just yet. Down low, a lot of contact. Wilson goes now, no call with 7:15 remaining. Up the floor, Duke has it, takes the three with Roach. That hits rim short, offensive rebound, one dribble. Filipowski gets blocked by Adams. Another chance, Filipowski draws the foul. 2 free throws coming up at the line for the Blue Devils. Kyle Filipowski, it's going to be charged to KJ Adams. First shot is good by Filipowski. Also, Duke has 7 personal fouls as a team. Kansas now just picked up their 5th. Second one's good. 6-point game. 7 minutes left to go before half. Kansas takes up the court with Harris. Puts the ball into the hands to Wilson. Slides it across to McCullough, the transfer from Texas Tech. McCullough, Adams, Harris, Dick, and Wilson. 5 out on the floor. Corner 3 missed off the mark for Kansas. Rebound pulled down by Filipowski attacking, and he got the ball stripped. Kansas comes out with a steal. Here goes the Jayhawks pushing tempo. Nice find to a cutter. Layup's good. Harris sends it off to the trailer. Wilson for the layup. Just such an unselfish team for this Jayhawk squad. Deron Harris at the point, leading the team this season. And big difference in this game so far has been the assist. 4 assists by Juwan Harris, 3 by Jalen Wilson, 1 by Kevin McCullough. 8 assists as a team compared to just 1 by Duke in this first half. Duke needs a big-time shot. Will they get it here on the outside at the wing? Jab step 3 by the big fella. He connects on it. Kyle Filipowski, 7-footer, drills the 3. And they got a big that can stretch the floor. That is huge. Can knock down threes from the outside. Up fake. Baseline jumper. Deep 2. The young stars are rising right now. Grady Dick hits down the deep 2. Now we're starting to score. That's some big-time shots. The last 2 possessions in the game on the outside. Young moves it out to the wing into the hands to Blake. Dribbles up to the top. Blake defended 1-on-1 by Jalen Wilson. Passes outside to Kyle Filipowski. Down low, Young. Passes off to a cutter. Deflected, stolen away. Turnover's been a problem so far in the first by Duke as Kansas comes out with another steal. McCullough crossover, drives in the key shovel. Right down the lane. It's going to be called an offensive foul. It's going to be called a turnover by McCullough as he double dribbled into the key. Yeah, they got size in this roster for Duke. They got the rebound battle so far. They're +2 in the glass, 15-13. And it's going to be a turnover by Duke again. Offensive foul committed by Jacob Grandison. Man, this has just been sloppy for Duke in this first half with turnovers. Turnover's going to wreck your team, and they've turned it over 9 times in the first 15 minutes. Approaching the 5-minute mark left to go. Kansas with 6 turnovers in the first half. Jayhawks looking to extend to a 9 or a 10-point lead right here this possession. McCullough inside a key. Dump off down low off the glass, missed by Ernest Uda Jr. And Duke comes up with a rebound outlet behind the defense. Oh man, what a rejection. Another rejection by Kansas. 2 in a row. And a loose ball diving on the Hardwood is McCullough who picks up the loose ball. He did that so many times at Texas Tech. That was unreal. Backdoor lob. Kansas couldn't convert. Looking for Uda as it goes out of bounds. Wow, what a sequence of plays. This Jayhawks defense is for real. 2 blocks on a fast break transition. There's one by DeJuan Harris, and then another one came in from behind off a putback opportunity. 4:45 left to go. 7 blocks as a team in the first half by Kansas. That bounce pass goes to nobody but Kevin McCullough, the wrong player. Pass ahead to the corner, right into the media row. Ooh, goes the official. Oh man, the official slips right into the camera crew in the front row. This is a comedy of errors in this game so far. Turnover after turnover. 1 turnover by Duke leads to a turnover by Kansas out in the outlet. 4:25 left to go. 7-point lead by Kansas. Both of these teams have to slow it down and control the possessions. Where's that pass going to? They're lucky they're able to get it. Filipowski off the glass, no good, but cleaned up by his teammates for the putback dunk number 1. As that will be number 1, Derek Lively, the second, who gets his first bucket of the game. So Lively, number 1, out on the floor right now. Fall away at the free throw circle, missed by Grady of Kansas. Rebound goes right back to Duke. Lively, the number 2 recruit behind Whitehead, not playing tonight. The number 1, poked out by Lively. Another offensive rebound for Duke. 3:45 left to go on the clock. Jab step. Left baseline dribble. With a layup, it counts by Roach and 1. Tiptoeing the baseline. What a move by Jeremy Roach right there. To the cup, and he scores plus the foul. Just a nice move driving baseline. Ernest Uda Jr. picks up the blocking foul as we're going to head to a timeout. 1 free throw coming up after the timeout by Roach. Wow, we got another great game so far. 18 combined turnovers in this first half. Plus, nobody can make a 3. And that's been another issue. Kansas, 18% from 3. Duke is 13% currently. Duke's got the glass right now, plus 6, 20-14. Like, they got a ton of size in their front court. For this Duke team. And they're creeping right up on Kansas right now. Kansas on a 2.5-minute scoring drought. That was wild, those 2 blocks that Kansas had. And they got 7 blocks as a team. It's been a weird game so far. A bunch of mistakes. Like, both of these teams struggling in terms of turnovers today. UNC keeps on skating by. Number 1 team in the nation won against Gardner-Webb today, 72-66. It's just been a weird season so far. So many upsets. St. Louis looking to close it out, up by 11 against Memphis, 81-70. Free throw is good at the line. And one. Added on. 3-point play check for Duke coming back from the timeout as Roach completes the 3-point play. It's only a 2-point game now. Wilson puts it on top. Pettiford back in place of Harris. Kicked ball by Duke as it will go back to Kansas with 3:25. Now Harris back out on the floor. And an offensive foul. Number 35, first playing time tonight for Kansas. That's Zuby Ejiofor away from the basketball. Picks up the offensive foul. The ball goes back to Duke. Roach takes a pass midcourt, defended by Pettiford. Blake's now on the outside. It goes back to Roach. 3:05 left to go. 15 on the shot clock. Passes on top. The big fella. Shoot the three. Catch and fire. Missed too long by Filipowski. Poked out of bounds by Derek Lively the second. Hey, there we go. A great win for Mizzou today, it looks like, for Ty's team. Took care of business. That's what you have to do going up against a mid-major if you're a Power 5 school. Nice drive right to the hole. DeJuan Harris scores with a layup, able to slip past the defense. 2:40 left to go on the clock before halftime. Filipowski driving his way inside. Offensive foul. That's the third offensive foul by Duke on a dribble drive attempt into the paint in this game. Filipowski picks up his second. Proctor's got 2. Mitchell's got 2. Only player with 2 fouls for Kansas is KJ Adams. Pettiford dribbles past midcourt. Floats it up to Wilson. Jumper. 15-footer right through the shoe that goes for 2. Once again, Kansas starts to go on a run. 10 points by Jalen Wilson. 5 for 9 from the floor in the first half. He's also got 6 rebounds. Double-double machine from 2 years ago. Struggled at the beginning of last season. Took him some time to gel back to the lineup due to that early season suspension. Missed jumper off the back rim. Offensive rebound by Filipowski. Shoveled ahead behind the defense for the layup. That's a make for Duke. Rebounds crushing Kansas right now. Duke's leading the charge +4, 20-16. Duke struggling with the turnovers in this game. Duke's got 9 second chance points. There's a lob backdoor behind the defense. It's Zuby Ejiofor off the assist by DeJuan Harris. Kansas has been a great passing team throughout this whole game so far as we maneuver to the 1:30 mark left to go. Missed jumper off the mark by Duke at the elbows by Jacob Grandison. Grandison with a slow start in the game. No points, 0 for 4 shooting from the floor. Harris has got 6 assists for Kansas in the first half, moving the ball. Great 11 assists total. Duke with just 2 in half number 1. To the corner it goes to Grady. Dribbles around the perimeter, puts the ball on top to Pettiford. Pettiford at the elbow, swings it across the court. Wilson has space. Jumper. Deep shot, missed off the mark. Knocked down was Grady Dick going up for the rebound. No call. We got 1 minute left to go. Duke jacks up a 3, and it's an air ball. There's going to be a wedgie. Gets stuck in between the backboard and the rim. That's the second time we've seen a wedgie and a jumper today. Kansas ball. Hey, have a nice night, Jacob. Thanks so much for joining in, man. 58.2 seconds left to go. Kansas will burn a timeout right now. Jalen Wilson, top player in the game in the first half. 10.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Kevin McCullough with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and DeJuan Harris setting up his teammates for a lot of success here in the first half. Harris, top playmaker, 6 assists. So once again, we have a pretty quick first half between these two teams. 58 seconds left to go. $11 assists on 15 made field goals for Kansas right now. Harris got 6 of those assists. We come back from the timeout. Kansas possession by 6. Harris top of the key, up fake, defend by Roach. Harris dribbles towards his right, off the pick and roll, swings it to the corner. Open look. Couldn't send it down though. Missed 3 by Grady Dick off the left side of the rim. Had a great look. Harris had 2 options there. He either had the pick and roll going down with Zubia Geofor, but he kicks it out to the corner, and Dick had 2 great games before this where he was knocking down his jumpers. As Duke will burn a timeout. 23.3 seconds left to go. Duke down by 6. They'll talk things over here, and they'll take the timeout. So yeah, the SWAC making some noise in the first full week of college basketball action. Grambling winning against Colorado before Colorado beat Tennessee over the weekend. Texas Southern won against Arizona State, which somehow Arizona State received 9 AP poll votes. And then Prairie View A&M winning against Washington State today, 70-59. So yeah, the SWAC owning the Pac-12 at the start of this season. Arkansas Pine Bluff almost won against TCU, which TCU lost yesterday against Northwestern State. And then Stetson has wins over Florida State and UCF. We get back to action. 20 seconds left to go. 10-second differential shot clock and game clock. Duke right to the rim. And they're able to draw a Kansas foul. Blocking foul picked up by Zubia Geofor. A Geofor. It's going to send Jeremy Roach to shoot 2 at the line. First shot by Roach is good. Second one sent through. Four-point game upcoming via halftime. 10 seconds left to go. Shot clock turned off. Kansas with the ball. Harris edge of the midcourt logo of the Champions Classic. Dribbles at the left wing. Moves it on top. Pettiford attacks down the lane. Floats up a runner around the rim and out. Missed off the glass. Looking for the putback by a Geofor. We head into halftime. Kansas with a lead, 33-29. Some difference makers in that first half. Duke hanging in because they're +4 on the glass, 22-18. They got the size advantage in this matchup. They're also 8 for 9 at the free throw line at 89%. Kansas hasn't gone to the free throw line that much in the first half, 1 for 3 for Kansas from the charity stripe. Both of these teams struggling from three-point range. Duke 1 for 11, Kansas 2 for 13. And Kansas able to make 5 more shots than Duke in that first half. 15 for 33 by Kansas. Duke is 10 for 32 shooting the ball from the floor. So those shots made a big difference in the game. And then the turnovers also costing Duke so far. 11 turnovers. They got 1 turnover board in Kansas. Just a sloppy first half between these two teams that were played. Other than that, the assists have been a big difference. 11 assists by Kansas, getting the majority of their buckets, 11 out of 15, through assisted passes, whereas Duke has been able to just tally up 2 assists so far. More of their points coming from the free throw line than Kansas. And off second chancers, too. They've got 9 second chance points. Kansas with just 4. So top scorers going into halftime. Jeremy Roach leading the way for Duke. He's got 11 points. After that, Kyle Filipowski. He's got 7 points so far, but it's just only 2 for 8 from the floor shooting. Jalen Wilson, 10 points, 5 for 10 shooting, 6 rebounds, and 8 points by Kevin McCullough, 7 points by Grady Dick. If you didn't see the game earlier today, Michigan State won a double overtime over Kentucky, 86-77. Yeah, SWAC's been in the Pac-12 3 times so far this season. Dayton struggling. They got a late game taking on UNLV, 7-2 UNLV in the first 3 minutes. St. Louis trying to close out Memphis, 86-80. St. Louis leading in the final minute and 15 seconds. Cal's losing against UC San Diego, so adding another Pac-12 team that's going to lose to a mid-major tonight. UC San Diego is in their second season of Division I college basketball. Their volleyball team actually beat MIT in the NCAA tournament championship in 1983. So they moved up from D3 to D1 over the course of time. Alabama leading South Alabama 39-24. Welcome Vaughn out to the stream right here. Hopefully better days ahead for your program. We'll see if Vermont's able to pull off the upset against USC later tonight. That's a far-fetched one. That's a tough one when you play all the way across the coast there for Vermont, but anything's possible because Oregon State's struggling with Bushnell right now, non-Division I college at the moment. That game's still early, but the score is 14-10. UC Irvine, strong start for them this season. They topped Oregon last week. They're up 46-29 against Loyola Marymount. So we got a lot of the late games in action currently, but keep an eye on that St. Louis-Memphis game. And Dayton, UNLV, Alabama, South Alabama. Those are other games going on at the moment. Yeah, UC Irvine won against Oregon by 13 on Friday. I remember a couple of years ago, they beat Kansas State in the tournament. They had an incredibly great season that year that they won against K-State in the tournament. That was back in 2019. They went 31-6 that year. Hey, there you go. Best of luck to Vaughn for tomorrow. Upsets keep on continuing with Power 5s losing to mid-majors. This one's expected. San Diego State ranked at 17, won against Stanford by 12, 74-62. San Diego State having a great season themselves. But yeah, Louisville losing by 1 for the third straight time this season, this time in the hands of App State. They got Arkansas next. Syracuse, today's latest L, for the L of the day, lost against Colgate at home by 12, 80-68. Also, SMU got destroyed by New Mexico. New Mexico won 84-63. New Mexico used to be good, like, back in the early 2010s, and they haven't been that good lately. But yeah, SMU's been borderline like NCAA tournament, but always into the NIT last couple of seasons. That's a tough loss for them, especially once again if they're counting on being in the tournament. You're looking back at your resume towards the end of the season, and you see you lost by 21 points to New Mexico. That certainly doesn't help to start off the season. I'm going to jump to NC State. NC State's looking pretty good based on the scores that I've seen from them for this year. Yeah, they beat Florida International today, 107-74. They're 3-0. This team finished last in the ACC last season. For NC State, it's going to be much better than that. They're a sleeper team. They got players that can score buckets. They crushed Austin Peay, their season opener, 99-50. So that's why destroying another opponent looks kind of familiar. They did play a close game. They beat Campbell 73-67. So that game was much closer. They don't play a legitimate opponent until they take on Kansas next week on Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah, so Oregon, UC Irvine played each other. I think that was in the round of 32 of the 2019 tournament. Because UC Irvine beat K-State in that tournament. Purdue won over Marquette 75-70. That's a good matchup. Xavier had some trouble with Fairfield early on, but able to rise late in that matchup. Xavier winning 78-65. And Wake Forest able to survive an OT over Utah Valley 68-65. In case you're just wondering, the St. Peter's Peacocks winners over Bucknell 82-71. That team making history last season. Put themselves on the map as the ultimate Cinderella. They're 2-1 on the year. So St. Peter's with wins over NJIT and Bucknell. Their loss was against their former head coach in Seton Hall. Yep, I got Santa in the background up until Christmas, maybe even past Christmas. The L's of the day go to Washington State and Syracuse. Washington State lost by 11 against Prairie View A&M. Syracuse lost by 12 against Colgate. And it was a home game that Syracuse lost. Wow, St. Louis and Memphis, this game's close. 87-84, St. Louis by 3 with 20 seconds left. St. Louis better not blow that one. Could we see Duke and UNC in a Final Four Part 2 this year? Potentially. Based on the first week, I think you have to reserve spots for Baylor and Houston right now. Those two teams have set themselves far apart of the competition. Oh, Baylor's got Virginia coming up on Friday. That's going to be a great game. Texas Southern beat Arizona State. That's another team that fell to a SWAC school. So Houston's just destroying their opponents. They're 3-0. They won over Northern Colorado 83-36 on opening night. They won against St. Joseph's from the A10 81-55. That was a road game at St. Joe's. And then they won against Oral Roberts, who was in the tournament 2 years ago that made that Cinderella run to the Sweet 16. They beat Oral Roberts 83-45. So coming up tomorrow, Houston's got Texas Southern before they take on Oregon, Kent State, Norfolk State, St. Mary's. Oh, man. That's going to be a bloodbath of a game. St. Mary's. Let's see what they're up to this season. St. Mary's won by 8 to Oral Roberts, so they didn't crush Oral Roberts like Houston did. They destroyed Vermont, though, which Vermont usually is good. Like, they'll post like records of like 25-6 every year. And then St. Mary's won by 30 against North Texas, 63-33. I don't know what happened in North Texas. Last year they should have been in the tournament. They lost in their conference championship, and they've fallen off a cliff. They won their first game to a non-Division I school 53-47. They lost to St. Mary's 63-33. So that's currently the last place offense in all college basketball right now is North Texas, the team that takes the shot clock all the way down to 0 and launches a shot. Yeah. That's shocking. Florida State's been one of the biggest disappointments this season. No, I do not listen to Christmas music in June. Also, you can add in Boston College and Syracuse to that list, too, for disappointments. Yeah, the ACC, a lot of ACC teams struggling. Wake Forest needed overtime today to get it done. Baylor, what they've accomplished so far. They won against Mississippi Valley State 117-53. They beat Norfolk State 87-70. And then they won against Northern Colorado 95-62. So those are the games that they played so far. Baylor Gonzaga on December 2nd. And actually, Mississippi Valley State isn't as terrible as they used to be, because I think it was 2 years ago, Arkansas hung up like a 130-plus burger on them. Yep, probably will get canceled. All right, here we go. Second half about to begin. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here, folks. Been a long night. Well, Duke's been doing well so far in this game. On the rebounds, they got the size advantage, +4 in the glass, 22-18. Kansas, tremendous passing team that they've got, led by their point guard, Juwan Harris. He's got 6 assists out of 11 total. Kansas outnumbering Duke in assists 11-2 in the first half. Duke's got a good chunk of their points from the free throw line. They're 8 for 9 at the charity stripe, and then second chance points leading that column 9-4. Start of the second half, left to right on the floor. Duke has the basketball first. Filipowski out on the court, along with Jeremy Roach, Tyrese Proctor, Mark Mitchell, and Ryan Young. At the wing, Mitchell lobs it over to Young, back out to the top, up fake Proctor, spin move into the key follow-away, tough shot for 2, gets it to go, that drops through. Proctor, first 2 points of the game in the first 30 seconds here to second. Jayhawks first possession, second half, Juwan Harris, 6 assists in half number 1, slides it over to Wilson, and Wilson inside the key, tough fall away, off the mark, missed the shot, rebound pulled down by Filipowski. Near side of the floor, Roach takes it up the court. Roach attacking, slipped and lost the handle, but he got knocked down and fouled. Roach signaling 2 shots, we'll see if the referees will give him 2. That's a hard fall by Kevin McCullough. That will be his second. Inbounds. Goes to the baseline to Roach. Roach inside the key, drives, and the foul. It's by Kansas. It's going to be by... that was the first one was by Harris. That one was by McCullough. Inbound once again for Duke. That's 2 quick falls in the first minute, picked up by Kansas. Bounce pass, low post, up fake. Ryan Young inside the key, double team. Oh, beautiful dime, and a blocking foul though. McCullough again will pick up the blocking foul, and this will send Mark Mitchell to the free throw line. So foul trouble wasn't something that Kansas had to worry about in the first half, but 2 quick fouls by Kevin McCullough puts him now with 3 personal fouls. So he's the lone player in the game with 3. Mitchell connects in the first one. Second free throw missed off back iron. Rebound control by KJ Adams. Kansas going to slow down tempo. Harris, attack, kick, corner. McCullough still out on the floor with 3 personal fouls. Off to Jalen Wilson. Wilson drives down the lane. They're right on. Ryan Young gets the bucket. They're hard-fought 2 points right there by Jalen Wilson. 12 points so far tonight by Wilson. 50%, 6 for 12 shooting. Young. Spin move, had it poked away, stolen away, outlet pass here for Kansas behind the defense. Easy layup by Juwan Harris. Turnover's going to crush you every single time, just trying to do too much on that last possession for Duke. And driving down the lane, we'll see what they do here. Proctor rises for the 15-footer, connects on it. Harris gives it over to the top. Now at the wing, it goes to Wilson. Wilson, mid-block. Passes out to the top once again to Harris. Harris, jab step, one-on-one. Drives. Dumps it over to the key. Out to the wing, it goes McCullough. Jab step, rises for the deep 2 jumper. Missed off the rim, tipped up. Offensive rebound, hustle plays like that. Looking like Peyton Pritchard against the Nuggets there by Juwan Harris. Out to the corner. 3 on its way, and missed off the side of the rim by Harris, out of bounds. 17:24 left to go. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. You never know. Maybe it was like a fake one. Because I heard like people can now like pay like $8 to get like a fake one to trick people. Nowadays, as that will be a personal foul picked up on the floor by Grady Dick. It's on the shot. This will send Kyle Filipowski to the free throw line. Just to hear myself during the game, more so, I guess. So I can hear the balance of the volume. First one good at the line by Filipowski. They're trailing by 2, but I mean, it seems like they're like miles away. Second one's good. Yeah, I brought out Santa early. 3 minutes through the second half, 17 minutes remain. DeJuan Harris sends it over to Wilson. Off the catch, shoots the 3, rattled out. Rebound pulled down by Duke with a chance to take the lead this possession. Near side of the floor, Proctor. Proctor on top, puts the ball into the hands to Roach. Back out to Proctor at the top. Calls for a pick to be set by Lively. He rolls down, skip pass left corner. Out it goes to the top. Driving forward, down into the lane. Missed off the glass. Cleans it up, though, with a putback. Derek Lively. Nobody there, throws it down with a two-handed putback dunk. The first lead by Duke since the score's 6-5. 16:20 left to go. That lead short-lived as the bounce goes through by KJ Adams Jr. Duke with a possession. Will slow down the ball. Proctor. At the left wing, moves it on top to Lively. Back to Proctor. Proctor open for 3. Takes it. Oh, he makes it. Tyrese Proctor rips it through. Duke bringing the energy right now. Big time triple to go up by 2. 9-2 run by the Blue Devils last 2.5 minutes. Wilson driving into the key. Slips past the defense. Right-handed layup by Jalen Wilson. 41 all. Tyrese Proctor, 7 points here in the second half. Proctor dish out to the corner. Mark Mitchell, turn around. He hits it. What a game between these two teams right now. 15-15 remaining. Harris, off to Wilson. Jumper, airballs it. And Duke comes out with the basketball. Not enough on that one by Jalen Wilson. Here goes Duke, poked away. Roach able to pick it up, though. He gets it again. And the timeout taken on the floor. 14:58 left to go. 43-41, Duke by 2. Duke's going to take a 30-second timeout. What a game going on. All right, so we take the timeout on the floor right now. 2-point game with just under 15 minutes left to go. It depends if I'm able to get them on national TV and stuff like that. Jason Tatum's at this game tonight supporting his Blue Devils. No, I do not ride the transit bus to go to work. Yeah, that's Santa right behind me. Yeah, I'm surprised there, Jimmy G, at the Golden State game last night. I know he's supporting his Bay Area teams. Wasn't sure if he'd be studying the playbook for his next matchup. Back from the timeout, we get a big slam dunk. Duke brings the lead to 4. Big time dunk by the 7-footer Filipowski, and then Kansas called in the turnover by KJ Adams. This is a big momentum shift right now in the game. 16-8. Duke is doubling Kansas in the second half. Kyle Filipowski with a huge dunk, bringing the energy. Monster dunk. The camera almost wasn't pointed in at the appropriate time. They came straight from a timeout. We have another timeout on the floor, this time the media break. Duke's going hot as a late perfect 4 for 4 from the floor. They're just taking over. Dayton looking good themselves. They lead UNLV 23-14. Oregon State having some problems with Bushnell, non-Division I school, 36-30, whereas Cal is losing against UC San Diego, 57-48, and USC is losing at home against Vermont, 19-16, who makes the trek all the way across the country. Pac-12 really struggling tonight. Oregon State with a loss against Prairie View A&M. Let's see what we got for final scores here. We got final score update. St. Louis over Memphis, 90-84, as that has just gone final. Big win for St. Louis, as they'll look to keep on rolling this upcoming weekend, playing at Mohegan Sun. Alabama looking good. They're rolling over South Alabama, 53-34. No. That would be a no there, Vaughn. All right, we come out of the timeout right now, 45-41 the score. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys got in this one, Duke or Kansas? Duke on a big run themselves, making the last 4 out of 5 shots from the floor. We enter back from the timeout, 16-8. Duke is doubling Kansas in the second half box score. Malika, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining in. Roach moves it out to the corner. Filipowski powers his way down low, missed off the glass. Offensive rebound, swatted out of bounds by Kansas. Huge rejection by number 23, Ernest Uda Jr. Duke will get the inbound, 14.5 left to go. Inbound, Filipowski, kiss off the glass, scores. Great job to get it to him off the inbounds. He's starting to take over right now. Number 30's got 13 points for Kyle Filipowski. 8 rebounds, top scorer, top rebounder for Duke. Harris turns the corner, try to float it up over the top, deflected out of bounds by Lively. Big size advantage for Duke right now. They're plus 9 in the glass, 29-20. They also get themselves second chance points, 13-4. Kansas has got 8 blocks themselves, though. Inbound for Kansas, 14 minutes left to go. They were up by 6, now they're down by 6. Wilson dribbles inside, moves it out to the wing, Harris. Harris with a left hand, high off the glass, no good. And the rebound collected by Roach. Roach will slow down the offense for Duke with a 6-point lead. Looking to add more here. Kansas's offense has gone stone cold as of late. In the key, back outside it goes from Roach. Off the pass by Mitchell. Roach defended around the perimeter, gets past Pettiford. Roach floats it up, blocked by Uda Jr. Comes up with a block, and here goes Kansas with it. Pettiford at the baseline, circles around. It's Wilson who gets the bucket. He goes backdoor, scores with a layup. 4-point game. Jalen Wilson, 16 points, 50% shooting from the floor, 8 for 16 shooting. 13-10 left to go. Top of the key, Lively. Lively moves it out to the right wing into the hands to Proctor. Proctor, skip pass, left corner, open, 3 on its way. Jeremy Roach missed off the back rim, tipped up, battle for the rebound. Oh, they get the size advantage clearly. Offensive rebound, Mark Mitchell shuts the door, throws it down with a two-handed flush. Big time put back right there by Mark Mitchell with 12:45 left to go. Once again, Duke by 6. 5 points in the second half by Mitchell as he went into halftime scoreless. Wilson, spin move into the key, fall away, contested by Filipowski, hits the rim short, bounces back to Harris for the offensive rebound. Harris moves it over to Grady Dick, back out to the top of the key with Wilson. Wilson dribbles inside, moves it out on top. Here goes Harris, floats up the runner, makes it. That's Pettiford, number 0, who makes the runner inside the key for 2. 12:15 left to go. First bucket of the night by Bobby Pettiford Jr. Duke with a possession, Jeremy Roach. Slides it out to his left to Proctor around the perimeter. Attacking downhill. Oh, the big man throwing it down. Mark Mitchell, back-to-back slam dunks, throws it down with a right-handed flush. Duke's youngsters coming out in the second half in this one right now as they are leading on the charge 22-12 versus Kansas. Kansas gets a bucket there down low. That's Harris. Make it 22-14 in the second half box. 11:35 remaining. 3 at the wing for Duke. Bounced off the rim, missed by Proctor. Rebound collected by Wilson of Kansas. Kansas with a possession. Harris at the left wing perimeter double team. Moves on top to Jalen Wilson. Jalen Wilson dribbles, drives, attacks inside the paint. Missed with a wraparound layup. Gets his own rebound back though. Wilson inside the key, swarmed. Had it blocked away. Filipowski comes up with a block denying Wilson. He's got numbers. The big fella with the handles. Takes it a distance. Count the bucket and the foul. Kyle Filipowski. Coast to coast for the 7-footer. And an and-one opportunity. Will they give it or no? Oh, first they had given it, but they're going to say no. Grady Dick was holding up Filipowski. So they will not count the bucket then. Right now they got 51-47. Yeah, personal foul by Grady Dick on the reach-in before the shot attempt by Filipowski. This will lead to immediate timeouts. This game getting really interesting. The youngsters for Duke showing up in a big way. Big time slam dunks as a late 51-47. We head to the timeout on the floor. Wow, what a game. So right now it's 51-47. Top scorers tonight, Kyle Filipowski, 13 for Duke, 11 by Jeremy Roach. And then 16 by Jalen Wilson, number 2 player, currently is in foul trouble. That's why Duke's leading this game. Kevin McCullough with 3 personal fouls. KJ Adams has got 3 as well. And nobody really in foul trouble with Duke. Grady Dick also just picked up his 3rd. So that's 3 players with 3 fouls now for Kansas. Kansas with 15 team fouls, Duke with just 9. Everybody with 2 fouls or less for Duke right now. So yeah, foul trouble playing its course in this game right now, not benefiting Kansas. What's good, Warren? Thanks so much for joining in, man. We got right now 11:09 left to go on the clock. Currently on the timeouts. Michigan State winning in a double overtime thriller. The first game against Kentucky today. Inbound for Duke, back from the timeouts. Blue Devils have on the floor currently Roach, Blakes, Proctor, Young, and Mitchell. Proctor passes baseline. Roach moves it out on top to Proctor, defended by McCullough, back into the game, playing with 3 personal fouls. Crossover, 18-footer straight away. Missed off the back rim by Proctor. Rebound controlled by Kansas. 3 on its way at the wing. Missed off the back rim. Too strong by McCullough. Offensive rebound. Wilson keeps alive. Pass to a cutter. There's McCullough. He scores the layup. Making a big impact whenever he's out on the floor for 15. Dump off to 15 in blue and white. That works out in the favor for Ryan Young with a quick layup. 10:20 remaining. Kansas with a possession. Number 35, Zubia Juafor hands it off to Yesufu. Yesufu floats up the runner. Missed off the mark. Rebound collected by Blakes of Duke. Duke with possession, approaching 10 minutes remaining. Lob to the elbow, Ryan Young, the transfer from Northwestern. Young had it poked away, stolen by Kansas. Here goes the Jayhawks numbers, 3-on-2, pass ahead. Layup missed by Yesufu, tipped in though by Wilson. 2-point game. Both games been close and competitive today. .47 left to go. Double-double by Jalen Wilson now at 18 and 10. We're under 10 minutes left to play. Duke with a possession on the outside. Right wing perimeter, Jalen Blakes moves it over to Filipowski. Over to Roach. Roach defended by Harris one-on-one. Roach towards his left, switch now, guarded by a Juafor. Dumps it down low. They swing it out to the wing. 3 on its way. Blakes missed off the front rim, and the rebound controlled by DeJuan Harris. Harris up the floor now for Kansas. Swings it off to Wilson. Wilson attacking right to the cup, scores with a right-handed layup. We're even at 53. Count the foul 2-2 as they're going to count the bucket and 1. Coming up as Young committed the blocking foul. Nice little drive by Wilson. Yeah, Young just got beat a step too late. For a chance to take the lead. 9:12 remaining. Free throw a make. Kansas on top by 1. Blue Devils pass midcourt with Blakes. On the outside, it goes to Roach. And a reach and foul assessed to Kansas. That's going to be charged to Harris. That's Harris's third. Jalen Wilson having a monster game tonight. He's got 21 and 10. 21 points, 10 rebounds right now with 9 minutes left. Free throws at the line. First one is good. This is 4. Duke in the bonus at the free throw line, which Kansas has picked up foul number 7. Duke with just 1 in the second half. Foul trouble being a big difference. Right now, 16 fouls as a team by Kansas, just 10 by Duke in the total game. But Kansas with 7 in the second half. Second free throw good. As Kansas turns it over. So pass missing the mark. It will go back to Duke. Duke by 1. They get the basketball. 8:40 left to play. Proctor. Down low, had a poke loose, got it back. In the corner. Finds Roach. Roach dribbles into the key. In between traffic went the pass. Who's got it? His teammate got it blocked. Was Filipowski again. Puts it over. They're going to count it or no? Filipowski called in the travel. Turnover by Duke. Filipowski thought he got the bucket in the foul. That's a big call right on the floor there. Filipowski over a Geo4, but he got called in the travel. Kyle Filipowski, leading scorer for Duke. He's got 13 points and 10 rebounds. And then for Kansas, it's been all Jalen Wilson tonight. 21 points and 10 rebounds. So those are the two guys who's got a double-double tonight. A little bit. I bought it online, where I got the mic from. .25 left to play. Kansas will get the inbound trailing by 1. Harris, top of the key, moves it out to his left into the hands to Wilson. Wilson lobs it over to McCullough, backs his way, low block, up fake, slides it over to the top of the key. Here goes Pettiford. Oh, nice dump off down low, and We're going to have a turnover, though, by Kansas. It's on a Ejiofor. This game's been sloppy with a bunch of turnovers. That's now number 13 by Kansas tonight. Duke by 1 in the basketball, under 8 minutes left to play. Roach driving straight to the rim. He gets his shot blocked and out of bounds. Ejiofor comes up with a block. This game started off really late. Michigan State won in double overtime over Kentucky. So this game, it was supposed to tip off at 9:30. It didn't tip off until 10:24. Yeah, so we just reached midnight here out on the East Coast, and we still got 7:51 left to go. 55-54 to score. Media timeout on the court after the block by Kansas, as we'll be back in a few. All right, so we're on timeout currently. 7:51 left to go once we get back in. What's good, Wick? Welcome to the stream, man. Alabama trying to close out South Alabama. Final minute. Looks like they will. 62-53. USC having some difficulty with Vermont tonight. Vermont leads 27-22. And California, I believe, has just lost. Yeah, that game has gone final. UC San Diego winners over Cal. 64-62. Yeah, they always have a good program for Vermont. All right, so we get back to action. Duke with a possession, shooting a three at the wing. Missed off the back rim by Filipowski. Rebound control by Jalen Wilson of Kansas. 7.5 left to go. Kansas will slow down the possession. Over to Harris, edge of the logo. Harris moves it out to the wing. Jumper deep two. McCullough missed off the back iron. Rebound collected by Duke. Demetrius, welcome in. Yeah, it's been a late one tonight. The first game went into double overtime. 7 minutes left to go. Both of these teams slowing down the basketball. Duke with a possession. Around the outside, Tyrese Proctor. Crossover, thought about a deep two. Will give up the pass, though, to Mitchell. Mitchell attacking downhill, got blocked Wilson comes out with a block. Here goes Kansas. Out on the run and banks it. They're not going to count it, though. It's going to be an offensive foul. KJ Adams running over a Duke defender. They will not count the bucket. I've heard of him. I don't know much about him, though, Vaughn, for RJ Young. Duke with a possession by one. Spin move. Fall away. That wasn't even close there by Mark Mitchell trying to lean in. Kansas comes out with a rebound. Harris, top of the key. Slides it over to Wilson. Back into the hands to Harris. Harris backs his way in the paint. Puts up a shot, missed off the front rim. Filipowski with a defensive board. Duke just 1 for 9 on their last 9 shot attempts. Kansas on a 3.5 minute scoring drought currently. Here's a up fake, spin move. Filipowski off the back iron, miss, gets his own rebound back, puts it up and then scores. Up and in off the glass for Filipowski. Top scorer, top rebounder in the game right now for Duke. He's got 15 and 12. First Duke freshman to start his career with 3 double-doubles for the 7-footer. Kyle Filipowski. Jumper misfires by Kansas. Rebound controlled by Duke. Duke going to slow it down once again. 5:30 left to play. Off it goes to Tyrese Proctor. Moves on top to Filipowski, who's taking control of this game in the second half. Bounce pass. Low block. Ryan Young powers his way. Low post. Called in the travel. Way too many steps by the Northwestern transfer for Ryan Young. Kansas down by 3. They get the basketball. Harris moves around the perimeter into the hands to Wilson. Almost had it poked loose. Passes outside to Harris. We get a travel. It's on Jalen Wilson, a turnover. Man, turnovers are plenty tonight in this game right now. That's number 17 for Kansas. Duke with 15 turnovers. Duke gets the inbound off the Kansas turnover as we approach 5 minutes left to go. Proctor takes it past midcourt. Duke keeps on slowing down their possessions. That's going to be Roach attacking. Had it blocked. Gets it right back, though. Roach, 10 on the shot clock. Moves it outside of Proctor. 4:45 left to go on the game clock. Proctor, spin move, downhill. Oh, nice dump off. Couldn't finish. Missed the layup by Young. Put back. Right place, right time. That is Filipowski having a game. With a put back. He has been a machine tonight, specifically in the second half. 17 and 13 for the 7-footer, torching Kansas on the glass. And the Jayhawks will burn a timeout. The difference maker in tonight's game, total rebounds, Duke plus 11, 42-31, and then second chancers, 19-10. In favor of the Blue Devils tonight in second chance points. They lead points in the paint, 40-38. Half number 2, Kyle Filipowski just taken over in the second half. He's got 10 points, 8 boards in half 2. 17 points, 13 rebounds total. Timeout on the floor, 5-point game, 6-zip run by Duke with 4:27 remaining. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here, as we are right now on a timeout. Two players with a double-double. 4 total in double figures scoring. Kyle Filipowski with 17 and 13. Jeremy Roach with 11 points for Duke. For Kansas, Jalen Wilson leading the way. He's got 21, 10 by Kevin McCullough. Wilson's got a double-double, 21 and 11. What's good, Dylan? Welcome to stream here, man. Kansas is on a 4-minute and 45-second scoring drought where they've turned it over 4 times. .427 left to play. Kansas gets the inbound to Wilson at the free throw circle. Wilson dribbles back outside the edge of the Champions Classic logo, hands it off to Harris. Harris back out to Wilson, and Wilson towards his right inside the three-point arc. Wilson powers his way, low block, puts it up and scores. Up and in off the glass, good for 2, cuts the Duke lead to 3. Jalen Wilson with a monstrous game himself, 23 points, 11 rebounds, under 4 minutes left to go. Proctor passes outside of Roach. 12 on the shot clock for Roach. Swings it on top. Young moves it out to the wing. Filipowski takes a 3, missed off the rim, and a rebound controlled by Kansas. Kansas with the basketball as they have it inside the key. No good on the leaner inside the low post by Wilson. Offensive rebound controlled by Ejiofor. Kick out to the corner. Wilson takes a 3 off the pass by Harris. Missed it off the back rim. 2 chances they couldn't convert on that possession by Kansas. 3:20 remaining. Once again, Duke will slow it down. A gritty grind of a matchup tonight where threes are hard to come by. 2 for 17 by Duke from 3. 2 for 18 by Kansas. Roach at the top, 1-on-1 defended by Grady Dick. Roach crossover, shoots the 3 ball straight away. That misses poorly. Offensive rebound, though, with a new shot clock by Duke. That was controlled by Young, tapped out of bounds. Lost by Duke, though. It's a turnover by Roach down the far side. Wow. So Duke turns it over with 2:54 left to go down the far side of the floor when they had the possession. And here comes in Derek Lively, the second into the game, as they will bring in size with a 7'1" center in place of number 15, Ryan Young, 6'10". He comes out of the game. Turnaround shot missed off the mark. Gets tipped in, though, by McCullough. We get a 1-point game. Able to clean up the miss by Wilson. 2:35 left to go, or 2:37 left to go. Duke will burn a timeout. John Shire burns the timeout. 2:37 remaining. 1 timeout remaining by Duke, 2 by Kansas. And Duke going on a scoring drought themselves of 2 minutes. Man, been a long one tonight. Great game between these two teams, though. Who can make the big shot late? That's going to be the difference maker because these two teams haven't been able to convert on threes. I feel like if somebody's able to knock down a 3 here in the final minute, that team will win because of that big-time shot. There was a slow start by Duke in this game. Give Duke credit right now. They got the lead by 1. Not playing in their time zone here is It's already past midnight on the East Coast, Central Time, where Kansas usually plays their games. Duke turns it over. 2:25 left to go, back from the timeout. Kansas with a possession. Dick shoots the three. He's got it. Oh, that's massive. Grady Dick from downtown puts the 2-point lead on the board for Kansas. That's only the third made three for the Jayhawks tonight. They're 3 for 19 from the perimeter. Approaching the 2-minute mark left to play. Roach slides it on top, poked loose, able to pick it up though is Proctor. Out to a 3-ball shot by Roach. He delivers with one. Oh, they finally start to make the threes in the final 2 minutes. 1:50 left to go. Duke by 1. Roach up to 14. Kansas with the ball. Dick just made a 3. Pass it on top into the hands to Harris. Harris looking for a backdoor lob. Grady Dick, the new Christian Brown, goes backdoor and scores. Off the Harris assist, it's Kansas on top by 1. 1:30 left to go. Duke with a possession. At the wing with Roach. Dribbles inside the key. We got an offensive foul. Roach inside the key pushing off. DeJuan Harris, as tough as they get, takes the charge in a big, big spot in this game. Harris puts his body right on the line once he gets to the free throw circle, driving into the key. Takes that charge. That's turnover number 18 tonight for Duke. 15 turnovers throughout the course of the night by Kansas. 1:20 remaining in the final game of the State Farm Champions Classic. Jalen Wilson slides it off to Harris. Will slow down tempo. 1:10 on the clock. 15 on the shot clock for the Jayhawks, up by 1. Looking for a cutter with a left hand. Grady Dick scores with a left-handed layup. Straight down the lane, drew up to perfection. Kansas by 3. Duke down by 1 possession. They struggle with a 3-ball tonight. For the Blue Devils, just 3 for 19 from the perimeter. Roach gonna elect to take a 2. Driving. Tough shot, and they will wave off the bucket. They will not count it. Harris reaches in. And that was not a foul to give by Kansas. That is number 9 by Kansas as a team. So Duke already in the bonus, and Harris a little bit slow right now as he is holding his left foot area at the moment. That's the team's lockdown defender. He is tough as nails, though. Took a big charge a couple possessions ago to get the ball back. Yeah, Duke for the final 46 seconds. They're just going to target Harris since he was limping to get up. 48.4 left to go. 1-1 bonus for Duke. They missed the free throw, and the rebound goes straight to Grady Dick. 40 seconds left to play. Kansas with the basketball. 17-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And here's the thing, is that Duke has a bunch of fouls to give. So Kansas isn't even in the bonus themselves. Duke only committed 3 personal fouls in the second half, where Kansas committed 9 and Duke is trailing by 3. Pass off the roll down. Puts it up and scores. That's good. Count the bucket and the foul by KJ Adams. It looks like Kansas is going to close it out. And a 1 coming up for the Jayhawks on a 6-zip run in the final minute 17. 13-3 run in the last 4 minutes for Kansas. Trailing for the majority of the second half, came back, stormed back, and now a chance to go win in 6. And a game that's been a runner's type of style night tonight. 22 seconds left to go. Adams at the free throw line. And he missed off the back rim. 20 seconds remaining. Duke needs urgency, trailing by 5. The Blue Devils looking to get to the rack, and they will score the layup backdoor. That's good by Roach. 15 seconds remaining. Kansas inbound in the corner. Harris gets it away. Still yet to fall is Duke. They have a bunch of falls to give. They just gave their 5th. So they need to give 2 more to send Kansas to the free throw line. 67-64. So more time's going to go off the clock as we get 11 seconds. 11.8 to be exact. Yeah, a lot of time went off the clock when Duke got Kansas got the rebound. Kansas just looking for some more space here to chunk down clock time. And they'll get it right off the inbound. Harris, he gets suffocated by Blakes right off the inbound. 10.4 left to go. That was 1.4 seconds that just went off the clock. It's a hard fall by Jalen Blake. Got to watch out for that because that could be in flagrant category if it was even harder. 10.4 remaining. One more will send Kansas into the bonus. Inbound, Harris, or that will be Wilson. He gets fouled. Another second goes off with 9.2. So Kansas here now in the bonus for the first time in the second half. They've only gone to the free throw line 3 times throughout the entire course of this game. They're 2 for 5 at the free throw line. Jalen Wilson shooting in the 1-1 bonus. First shot is good. 2-possession game for Kansas. What a night of the Champions Classic here. Jalen Wilson to start tonight. 24 points, 11 rebounds. Free throw number 2. What a comeback for the Jayhawks. Second one's good. 5-point lead, 9 seconds left to go. Kansas will burn a timeout. Before you sign off tonight, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate all for joining and being a part here on the channel. Big shout out to all the channel members that make the channel possible. Really appreciate all for being a part here on the stream tonight. Next stream will be after Thanksgiving. Got a busy week over the weekend, and then Thanksgiving, pretty busy too. So it will be after Thanksgiving for my next stream. Not sure what it will be until I sit down and look at the schedule after Thanksgiving. Probably once we get into December, I'll post like more of a schedule for myself for upcoming streams in the community tab, so you guys can know like when I go live and stuff, because I'll have a better sense of my schedule coming into December where it gets a lot lighter. Inbound for Duke. 6 seconds left to go. Desperation 3. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Filipowski to the perimeter. They go. Shoot the 3. Missed off the mark. He had quite the game, but not enough to take down Kansas. Kansas wins. Final score 69-64. The final here, everybody. Thanks so much all for joining in tonight, being a part on the stream. Jalen Wilson, top player in the game, 25 and 11. He finished off with, and big time run by the Jayhawks at the end of it. They finished perfect 5 for 5, shooting the ball to close out the game as they came from behind and they won against Duke, 69-64 the final score. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the stream, and enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. As we had 2 incredible games, part of the Champions Classic tonight. Thanks so much, everybody, and enjoy your night.